The person who puts their hand on the Bible and swears the oath of office, and they swear, to uphold the Constitution, so help me God. And then immediately upon the taking of their office, they do everything within their power to destroy and subvert the Constitution. Verse 19 speaks to a very specific type of lying. It speaks directly to the lies told by a false witness. So what does a false witness look like in the real world? It's the person who lies when they've sworn to tell the truth. It's the person who sits in a courtroom and puts their hand on the Bible and swears to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, and then sits on the stand and completely lies. And if you don't think that happens, it happens more often than not. We're a generation that doesn't take its oath seriously. We have people who swear to tell the truth and don't tell the truth, and they do that. Why? Because they want to convict the innocent or exonerate the guilty. It's a perversion of the justice system. And when people lie under oath, it is an abomination to God, and He hates it because it disrupts our civil structure and it makes people suspicious of the system. I want to talk about this more. Hang in there. We're just getting warmed up now, but you might want to buckle up your seats and fasten your chin straps. The person who lies, the person who puts their hand on the Bible and swears the oath of office, and they swear, to uphold the Constitution, so help me God. And then immediately upon the taking of their office, they do everything within their power to destroy and subvert the Constitution. That's insanity. That we've put up with that in our nation for this long. That we don't hold the political class accountable for anything they do. Things that would land you and I in jail, they do routinely, and they scoff because they feel that they're above the law. And God looks down at that, and it's a stench in His nostrils. That people would lie to pervert justice, to entitle themselves to more power, to be above the law, and to think that they can get away with it when there's a God in heaven that sees it all. What does a false witness look like in our world today? The person who lies about another individual on the job or in the neighborhood or in the public square. And listen to me, Jesus Himself had to put up with false witnesses. Do you realize they lied about Jesus as He stood before the high priest and the Sanhedrin? Here's Jesus, never sinned, never did one single thing wrong, always told the truth, and they bring all these fake accusations against Him. Not only were they false witnesses, but that body, that the Sanhedrin, the lawyers, all of them, they actually looked for false witnesses to bring against Him. They were planted there. They were there to collude against Him. And they charged Him with all kinds of things like sedition. Oh, he said he's going to destroy the temple. Oh, he's upsetting the system. He's going to try and undermine Rome. And they stirred up all these things against Him that they didn't understand, but it sounded good, and they wanted to falsely convict Him so that they could pervert justice and murder the only innocent man that ever lived. Jesus put up with false witnesses. He understands the sting of it. Could you imagine Him standing there listening to these accusations and not defending Himself? Some of you can't not defend yourself if someone, accuses you of eating the last piece of gum. You're ready to throw hands. Jesus stood there like a sheep dumb before his accusers, and these guys are hurling all these false accusations against Him. And He just stood there and He's like, okay. And they tore their clothes and they convicted Him, and they sentenced Him to death and handed over to the Romans to crucify. The person who tells lies about another individual on the job, in the neighborhood, in the public square. The snake who fills the boss's ear with falsehoods in an attempt to promote themselves at your expense. Some of us have been lied about on the job. Some of us have had people try to, cast shadows on our character or our work ethic or our consistency to promote themselves. And God sees that, and God knows that, even sometimes if we're not aware of it. The people we think are our friends are saying things behind our back to tear us down. Now you say, Pastor, why are you saying all this on Sunday morning? It's not happy or clappy. But it's the truth anyhow. And we should be aware of what's going on out there and how God feels about it, because God says he hates a false witness. Now listen, not everybody who smiles at you is your friend. But there are those who try to shoot down the character of others. They try to tear others down. They're talebearers, gossips. They lie about others in an attempt to destroy their standing in the community, to cast a shadow on their character so that people are suspicious of them. That's what a false witness looks like in the real world. Number 3, a false witness is a person who uses the authorities in an attempt to weaponize government agencies against others. They lie to the police. They file a false police report. They say they were robbed, or they say they were attacked, or they say they were sexually assaulted, and it turns out to be a lie and a fabrication to destroy the character of another. Come on, Full Gospel Center. Don't just look at me like I'm talking about science fiction. This happens all around us in our nation every day. And they print it on the first page, so-and-so did this, and then it's shown to be a lie, and the person recants, and the person's not even charged with filing a false report, and the retraction is on page 92 of the paper. Oh, I wish I was preaching to some Christians this morning. See, if you love the truth, you get excited about this. Those of you who are out there looking uncomfortable, there's something a little sketchy about you. I'm taking note. I might be saved, but I'm still Sicilian. I'm from the Bronx. You know, and having discernment, being able to smell a lie and be able to spot sketchy character, these are important things for us to have as Christians. But the person who weaponizes, the IRS just got 87,000 more agents to examine the taxes of every conservative Christian person and squeeze every nickel out. Prepare to be audited. Now, some of you are just looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about, but some of us are going to know. Using government agencies, weaponizing them against others, the IRS, the police. How about Child Protective Services filing false reports, accusing people of doing things that they never did? Why? To harass them. And this has happened, and I've seen it happen in our community, in our church, to people. A town board that gets false information about, this or that, or a homeowners association that is incited against and on it goes, using agencies to harass people. And that's what a false witness looks like in our modern times. And it is a stench in the nostrils of God.